Welcome back. This holiday season, the crew here at Look TV has selected 12 charities that are important to us, and we hope important to you as well. It's all part of our Look Who Cares 12 Days of Giving. And tonight, nominated by Look News Creative Director Jack Hojon from the Upstate chapter of the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, we welcome the Director of Development, Stephanie Bradshaw, and the Vice Chair of the Upstate chapter, Christine Sisto-Murtis. We welcome Christine and Stephanie to Look News. Thank you so much for being here. I guess the best place to start is kind of that overreaching question. What is MS? Who gets it? You know, what is this disease?
That's a great question because we have a little bit of a problem with awareness when it comes to MS. Not a lot of people know what it's about, so I'm glad to answer that. MS is a disease of the central nervous system. It affects the brain and spinal cord and can therefore affect many different systems in the body. So it could affect your eyesight or your mobility or even your cognition. It's typically diagnosed in people between 20 and 50 years old, so it's the prime of life disease when you're building your family and your career. And it also affects women about 3 times more than men. And right now there's no cure for MS and there's no known cause. But ongoing research has developed several new treatments to slow the disease progression. So the National MS Society is all about researching to find a cure.
Christine, you're the vice chair of the Upstate chapter, became a volunteer with the organization when you were diagnosed with this disease. Talk to me about what it's like living with MS on a daily basis.
Well, I have something called relapse-remitting MS, which is a much more forgivable, more common form of the disease, and we have treatments that are extremely effective. I've had the disease for 10 years and have actually been relatively symptom-free, relapse-free. However, we have real challenges on the more progressive forms of this disease. We do not have the research dollars we need to be able to combat and can find the right medications for these people with more progressive, disabling types of this disease. So here at the National MS Society, it's a huge priority for us and a big emphasis in terms of our mission.
You talk to me about this battle, because we have this disease, there's no known cure, and you can't even get to the bottom of how the disease actually develops. So talk to me about that battle of trying to move forward and actually coming to some kind of a discovery in helping battle this.
Sure. Well, it's sort of two-pronged. First being helping the people who are currently living with MS improve their quality of life and manage their disease, educate them about what's new in research and symptom management, giving them great referrals to neurologists, providing programming for their loved ones and caregivers who are also dealing along with them with their MS. And the second part is raising money for research. So we do that at the National MS Society through fundraising, through events, and through individuals who want to contribute to that research.
Yeah, we'll talk about some of those events and how folks can actually make a donation to you. You're the Upstate chapter, so dealing with a large swath of our state.
It is. It's 50 counties. So we cover pretty much almost the entire state of New York. Anything below Dutchess County is the New York City, Southern New York chapter, and Long Island. We cover all the rest of New York State. And we have offices in Albany, Rochester, Syracuse, and Buffalo.
And as I said, large service area. So what services do you offer? What, you're diagnosed with MS, you're looking for help, you're looking for assistance. What can I turn to you for?
All kinds of things. We have referrals to local doctors and healthcare professionals who can help you in the diagnosis process, because that can sometimes be very complicated. We can help you decide whether or not to disclose your diagnosis to your employer if you're dealing with that sort of difficulty. Again, like I said, we can provide you with educational materials about MS and about what's new in research. We have self-help groups, support groups, just to make sure that you can talk to others who are also going through the same thing and who understand what you are going through.
One of the things, if you don't mind me interjecting, that I think the MS Society brings that sometimes they don't give themselves credit for is hope. A lot of what I do as a board member and as a volunteer is I go out and I talk to newly diagnosed people, because this is a time of great hope in this disease. We have some needs, we have some challenges. We're looking to attract neurologists into this field. But we certainly can be that resource and that reference for newly diagnosed people, as well as people who are further along in that disease process, and make them understand that there's a lot of hope out there in terms of research and the direction we're going, and you're going to see a lot of great things coming with MS research in the next 5 years.
Talk to me about the perspective that you bring to this, Christine, because you're a sufferer, you're also now a part of the organization, so how does that help in you helping develop these services, but also I'm sure at some point you're going to need to utilize these services as well.
Well, potentially. In my mind, I hope not. I mean, I've gone so far 10 years, as I mentioned before, being basically relapse and symptom free. If you're willing to be aggressive about your treatment like I was and take advantage of the medications that are currently on the market, there's actually the hope for me that I may never progress further into this disease, which is again why I come back to where I started before. The emphasis right now needs to be with people who are diagnosed early on in the disease process with progressive forms of MS. Those are the people we need to be focused on right now. We can be doing better.
Get there at the beginning and really just battle this disease.
Yeah, for people with relapse remitting, we can almost stop this disease in their tracks, but there is an unfortunate percentage of people, maybe 15% of people, that get diagnosed with a form of this illness that we just don't have medications to control.
Yeah. It's frustrating, but it's great to see how passionate you are about this, because obviously it's, you want to help these people, being in a position where you're much more fortunate that the disease is not progressed.
Correct.
That way.
Fantastic advocate for the National MS Day.
It seems that way. A big part of what we're doing here is how people can help. How people can give money, but also if they don't have money to give, how they can donate their time. How can our viewers get involved with the MS Society and really support what you're doing?
Okay, well, we have plenty of opportunities for involvement. We have several fundraising events, and many of them, we have walks, bike rides, we have a 5K, we have a wonderful women's luncheon, all the types of fundraising events that you can bring your friends and family to and just get involved and help raise money. We also have different service volunteer projects where you can get involved, and a group of your friends could even help someone in their home who has MS. We have peer support opportunities where if you're diagnosed with MS, you can help reach out to those who are newly diagnosed. We just have straight up volunteer opportunities to help, with our planning on our task force and things like that. So that's really the best way.
I guess this helps when you have such a large swath of the state to service, to have folks in communities like Saratoga Springs, Glens Falls, to really step up to the plate and participate.
Yep, and anyone who wants to learn more about these events or volunteer opportunities can jump on our website, which is msupstateny.org, and everything's outlined there.
All right, we'll put a link to that on our website. We appreciate you both stopping by, Stephanie Bradshaw and Christine Sisto-Murtis from the MS Society.
Thanks
Thank
for
you so
having
much
us.
for sharing
Thank
this.
you.
It's great to have you both here. Now, to find out more about the MS Society and get that link to the website that Stephanie told us about, head to looktvonline.com. We have posted all the information right there.